Deep in the ocean, an orca pod is on the hunt. But these aren't your average orcas. These guys are organized.
Marketing team, did you get those social media posts scheduled for the SEAL migration?
Aye, Captain. We even have an automated notification for all pod managers when they go live.
They use Monday.com to keep their teamwork sharp, their communication clear, and their goals in sight. Monday.com. For whatever you run, even orcas. Go to Monday.com to dive deeper.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer. So let's bring her out. The star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kill Me Now. I am so excited. Okay, you know I get excited sometimes, but I'm really excited because I've been dying to get this person on the podcast forever. I don't even know how to introduce him. I mean, he's a Tony nominee. He's got albums. He has an incredible book. He has an unbelievable one-person show based on the book called Ham, not kosher. He's just like the embodiment of fucking talent and soul and heart and I love him, ladies and gentlemen. The amazing Sam Harris.
Hello, Judy. Go!
Sam, I fucking love you. I mean, I fucking loved you. I remember the Star Search when the whole world went fucking crazy. The whole world.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And I was a child.
You were a child, and people went nuts. Here's this white guy singing
like a fat black woman.
Right.
Yeah.
It's you're so fucking talented.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Just take it. I hate
okay.
This is what I hate. This is one of the things I hate. This will be one of my kill me now moments.
Okay.
When someone says, "Oh, you're just terrific," and you go, "Oh, yeah." And they go, "You really need to learn how to take a compliment." No, I don't.
No, I don't.
And if I did,
right, and I don't know what to say. What am I supposed to say?
But also, don't you hate people who can take compliments?
Well, like what?
Like when you say something's happened, they're like, "Oh, thank you very much," and then you're like, "Well, fuck you."
Only if you didn't mean it.
No, but people who are good at who are healthy, emotionally healthy.
How about also, this is horrible on my part,
right?
When someone will just see a show or something,
right,
and they'll say, "You are so talented," and I'm like, "No fucking kidding,"
right?
Because you say thank you, but or no, worse is that is good job.
Oh wait, the word "good" after a show? No,
good,
no.
Do you remember when Kevin Costner said after he saw In Truth or Dare, after he saw Madonna, and he said, "That was neat." How do you...
Neat sucks.
No.
You know what sucks?
Cute.
Cute? I was just going to say cute.
Cute.
Yo, that was cute. Fuck you.
No, it's not cute.
And I'm not cute.
I've been busting my ass.
Right. And people are like, "Oh, you look so cute." No, I don't look cute. There's nothing cute about a fucking 6'2", over 200-pound Jewish dyke. Cute.
Wow. You've been saying, though, that you gained 30 pounds. I don't see it.
I'm telling you. One of the last questions I always ask, which you will be the first person, I don't wait till the end.
Okay.
Is that I gained it from the antidepressant. Well, I always ask people if they're on antidepressants, and I already know you are.
I am.
And I gained it
Me too.
from Paxil.
Me too. Well,
Paxil, not Paxil. What do you want?
I don't know what I'm on because they're all generic names, so I don't know what they really are.
Oh, all right. Tell me what. Do you know?
Yes.
What color pill?
Well, one's lamotrigine. I don't know what that is.
One's Lamotrigine. Yeah, something. I don't know.
One's olanzapine, and
they're all peens.
They're all peens,
yeah.
And the third one is sertraline. It's not a peen. It's not sertrapine. It's sertraline. Those are the three, and so, but it was dark.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But here's the thing.
And I gained 30 pounds.
Right. So now you don't look like you gained 30 pounds. And you're a guy.
I've lost a little bit.
All right. Great. Thanks.
It's been 5 years.
All right. I'm on the Paxil, but I'm on generic too. Wellbutrin. And Trazodone.
Trazodone.
That's for the sleeping.
Right.
But I'm on a very low dose.
Does that work?
It's really good.
Okay.
Ever since my clinical depression, I cannot sleep through the night. So like this keeps me asleep.
I didn't sleep last night at
At
all.
all? Ugh, I
Maybe
hate that.
an hour or two cumulatively. I had those horrible earworm things, and I kept hearing songs, but the songs were horrible.
Oh, God.
It was like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious over and over in my head. And the first Noel, I hate the first Noel. And it would stop it. You're gonna bring it back. You're gonna bring it back.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was rough. It's still going on a little bit.
Wow.
Okay,
Sorry about
but
that.
it's partly just my excitement and anxiety about being in New York. and
Well,
doing
you're
a
in
show.
New York. Everyone, I'm saying this. Go see Sam at 54 Below if you're anywhere near New York City. This, you're here. You're
Tuesday
there
and Wednesday, 10th and 11th.
the 10th and 11th of December.
Yeah.
I might have to go.
I would love for you to come.
Because I really want to go, but I have something on the 10th. I'm going to try to go. What time?
7.
Yeah. I love that place.
I do too.
But
I've
it's
been
so
there many
fucking
times.
I shouldn't say that.
It is. It can be expensive.
Because you eat dinner, but the food is so good.
Food is great. You don't have to eat dinner. I don't
yeah,
think.
yeah, but if you want a good booth,
I
seat,
guess.
I just fucking.
But I'm excited, and you know, I love New York. I miss New York. I miss New York.
Do you really miss it?
I do. I mean, I really, really miss it. It's kind of like the only place I've ever completely felt home.
Yeah, and also you have a child now, so it's not like you can be like, all right,
Can't-
let's go.
No, exactly. I can't rip him out of school, and it's tricky.
I mean, you can.
yeah,
but you don't
I don't
want
want
to.
to be that.
Yeah, I made the careful decision when my ex Sharon was pregnant that she said, "Okay, you got to pick a place to live."
Wait. I thought the bell was for something
Jews.
Jewy.
Yeah, she's.
Oh, she's Jewish, so you
yeah.
have to ring the bell.
Yeah, you have to ring the bell.
Okay.
Sharon. Her
Just
name's
a
Sharon
person.
Callahan, but her mother was Bryna Wolper.
Okay.
So, and then I used to call her Bryna Vagina, and then Sharon used to get really mad at me. Okay, whatever. Horrible. I mean, one time we were at like a wedding or a bar mitzvah, and I was like, her little cousins were there, and I was like, yeah, there's Bryna Vagina. I'm so
Wow.
immature.
That's wrong.
We're so mismatched. Anyway, because she's like, an
I
executive.
have to say, I liked her. I'm sorry.
This is the end of this. I'm kidding. No, I liked her too. Okay, so, but you love Elise is the best.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Jew.
so yeah, full, not father. Then all right,
Okay.
whatever. It doesn't matter. So, wait, what were we talking about? This is menopause.
We went back. We started with antidepressants.
Oh right.
Then we moved into weight, but we really didn't cover that
All right.
subject.
I can't.
And then I don't know what was next.
All right.
Oh, then we talked about 54
for
below.
54 Below and how fucking brilliant you are.
Thank you.
We're actually recording at Susie Dietz's apartment. She is producer to the stars.
Can I just tell you
slash
what else she
amazing
is?
person slash
well-
fucking mother of everyone.
And probably like an angel on this earth.
Yes.
Who lives to create art and bring things out that people should see and make change in the world.
Yeah.
And she's super political.
She's so political. She's
Yeah.
so great and on the right side of history and just a
Yeah.
fucking caretaker.
She's
All right.
amazing.
And she just made me a bagel and some coffee. But I'm not eating the bagel. You know why? Because I didn't want to eat on the air. All right. Oh, bagel. Sorry. Okay, so truth be told, full disclosure, I was late because I am obsessed with your book, Ham.
Thank you.
Okay. First of all,
When you told me that, it made me so happy.
well, because I get up early. I usually try to do it the day before or something.
Right.
Or over the week. But I've been doing my show, 25 Questions for a Jewish Mother, at a last minute thing. And my whole schedule got fucked up. And so I got up early to read. And I couldn't stop reading your book. It's so, first of all, it's so well written. And then it's so riveting. The way you write, it's so specific and descriptive, and it's
Wow.
No, it is so good. I want to throw my book out. Anyway,
Thank you. We were talking about taking compliments. That really means something to me. That's
because I know how hard it is to write a book and to write a memoir, and you think, oh, who cares about because I teach solo performance, and I know like so many people are like, well, I don't know if people are going to care. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, people relate to this the most.
And it's your specifics, but it's their version of their specifics.
Now, platinum recording artist.
Yes.
9 studio CDs.
Oh, yeah. You do your research.
Yes.
Is it 9? I didn't even know that.
Yes.
But I'm going to say yes.
Mm-hmm. Tony nominated.
Yes.
Was that shit when you lost?
Well, yes, it is. But meanwhile, like my good friend Chuck Cooper, who was in the same show.
Him.
No, he was so great.
All right. Is
so
he Jewish?
It was like, no.
Okay.
He's a very tall, big black man.
Oh, same thing.
Uh-huh. Not Jewish.
Okay, I'm not ringing
I don't
the bell.
think. His mother.
But
anyway, no, I mean, so he won. So that was, if it wasn't me, I'm glad it was
Chuck.
Somebody from my show and and it was Chuck.
And when you were clapping and like, yay, inside, how are you feeling?
My heart was breaking.
Right.
And Danny was sitting next to me.
Right, Danny Jacobson, your husband,
my husband,
who's not Jewish but has the most Jewish name in the entire world.
And his mother's maiden name was Dromgold, and her mother's name was Weiss.
No,
hello?
Did he get his DNA done? That's Sam. Did he get his DNA done?
Well, it's S-E-N.
I'm telling you.
I did.
I know, but I'm telling you, he's Jewy.
You know what? I'm way more Jewy than he is.
I know, but I'm just saying he's probably got a little Jew in him.
Well, I would hope so. I've wanted him to be Jewish.
And does he want to get his DNA done? I'm telling you.
I did his ancestry.
And?
I didn't find any Jews.
Fuck that shit. Okay, so you were born Samuel Kent Harris.
Uh-huh. What's
That's
your
a nice
middle name? What's your
Hannah.
Hannah.
Judith Hannah Gold. That gets like 45 bells. Born in Sand Springs, Oklahoma.
Yes.
In the middle of the fucking Bible Belt.
That's right. A very peculiar child.
And we're not at the point where you wanted to be Jewish yet, but...
No, but it's early.
Early. The fact that... So you were obsessed with Mary Poppins.
I saw it when I was 3.
Right.
My father took me to the movie, and I didn't have a lot. My father was not terribly available in my childhood.
Yes.
And so he took me to the movie. So I think part of it was that, too.
That it was like, I did this with my father. So
I loved it so much, and we sat in the smoking section of the movie, and I loved it so
much. The way you describe the cigarette hanging out of the corner of his mouth, and then the smoke going up, so his eye is squinting, and
I don't even remember that. I love that.
Oh yeah, and you were like. He was carrying the popcorn. I just was so vivid that you were sitting in the smoking
I loved it so much that we sat through the second showing. I mean, that was powerful.
You know what I find so interesting about your parent? Well, first of all, your father.
My father just died 3 months ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Is your mother alive?
She is.
Oh, you're lucky. I have no parents.
I know.
Okay. That your father was such a guy's guy.
Totally.
And yet he was a band director.
He was very musical.
Very musical. And you have a brother.
I have a younger brother and a mother who's alive.
And a mother, you're lucky.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with a Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Okay, so you're obsessed with Mary Poppins, and you had a cup and saucer, right?
My aunt gave me a little plastic cup and saucer.
Right.
And I didn't remember that. And then like 15 years later or something, I was at her house.
Right.
And I saw these things in her cabinet. And I said, oh my God, these are amazing. Where did you get these? She said, well, I gave them to you, but your father took them away.
Right, and hid them.
And I was 3, and I was already kind of, he was concerned that I was a little too girly.
Right. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
And he put them away, and then you found them.
I confronted him.
And went in, your father and your brother and your cousins were watching a football game, right?
Screaming like animals.
Yeah, like, and you walk in
What is this?
like a big drama queen.
Yeah.
And with the cup and saucer and confront your father.
Guess what?
What?
That little cup is sitting on a shelf in my son's room.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
No. He doesn't, however, like Mary Poppins.
He doesn't. He's
No
straight,
interest.
right?
Totally.
I don't fucking get it. Like,
What do
my
you mean?
kids are so straight. Like,
No.
there's not one gay.
We have to let them be whatever they are.
I know. You know, it's so funny because I'm writing a foreword for a book and it's about gay parenting, right? Mm-hmm. And I was just writing how, you know, we have to come out. Like, even, yes, there's equality to a certain extent, but we still have to come out all the time because people make so many stupid assumptions and say the stupidest things. Like, you know, when I'm with Ben, my younger son, who's 6'8", that, you know, people are like, oh, how tall's the father? And then it's like, fucking, oh my God, you know, this innocuous question is not an innocuous question, you know? And
I understand that.
right, no, I
But
get
we
it.
have to. You're right.
But we have to come out. We can
Well,
either
how about this? Because of our age,
right.
and
36.
Danny and I have been together for 25 years.
Right.
We've been married for however long, 11 years when we could, right, in California.
2008, yeah.
And which was the year Cooper was born.
Right.
But I still,
I
every
can't
time
believe you had premarital sex.
I know. Shotgun wedding. But every time I say husband, and this will never change, I don't think, in my lifetime, there's still that little
From
that
you.
little thing
Yes.
in me.
It's this
And I
internalized
say
homophobia.
and
yeah.
I can't help it, and it'll never change. And you know, if you're on the phone, and I'm making a doctor's appointment for Danny, I'm like, and my husband wants to, and there's
Right.
that little
I
moment.
know, I'm the same way.
Nobody ever responds negatively. No, there's never a shock.
Right,
There's
but
never
you
anything.
just
It's
can't.
me.
But you can't fucking believe it.
Yeah.
I think
can't
part of
believe
it is
it.
that, like,
But it's also the fear of judgment.
right.
There's a fear of judgment.
Yeah.
And
You're
Cooper
right.
will say sometimes to us when we're public,
Right.
let's hold hands. Let's kiss each other.
Right.
It's like he wants to show that
This
it's
is my
okay to
family.
be a family.
Yeah.
We never hold hands in public unless we're like in Provincetown or something.
Oh, I do all the
Do you?
time. Oh, and Alicia's like, do you think we should? And I'm like, who fucking cares?
No,
I don't.
You're right. You're right.
I don't care, but it took me a while. But like, wife, like I used to have a joke in my in my act about my mother. This friend of mine who was a paramedic would visit her in the nursing home, and one day my mother calls and says, Kathy was here visiting with her wife. It was like a 10-minute wife. And I was like, and she's like, I said she brought her wife. And it was a whole bit in my act, but it was like, you know, it's new, but it's also that we never thought ever. Like,
It was not even.
Like the fact.
It says in my show, I say it was not even something I could have wished for.
Or-
it was
yeah.
even. It wasn't even something that was fathomable.
right.
You just accepted your lot.
Right.
And this is the way it is.
And I feel like, I don't know if you feel like this, that we did get our lot. We did get a horrible AIDS crisis, and we did,
Yeah.
which was really the catalyst for marriage equality. Because, I mean,
think
all
so.
these people are with their partners for 30 years, and then
no rights.
No rights. The surviving family members who, you know, shunned them
Would swoop in. Right.
would swoop in and say, you're not coming to your partner's funeral. You're
Right,
not getting
right.
anything, you know. But it's hard. It took a plague for us to. And now I know that this is horrible, but the fight to me is not on the same level as the fight today with the pronouns and the, you know, and trans people,
Right.
I feel for them like I do my gay brothers when they, you know, during the AIDS crisis, and my drug addict friends and whatever. And I don't think that trans, I know I'm going to get in so much trouble for this, but the plight of the trans person is so vastly different than the plight of, okay, you're calling me the the wrong pronoun and I'm really pissed off. But you
Yes,
know,
I know
mean,
what you
these
mean.
trans people are dying.
That's a real yes.
They commit suicide. It's
I
a
think
horrible
that
situation.
the life expectancy is like 35
Yeah,
years old.
it's horrible.
It's changing, of course.
Right.
But can you imagine being that brave and that much commitment to being your true self
Right.
and living like that?
Right.
I mean, that is huge.
Huge. And then to know
Well, there's so
that your
many
life
labels.
expectancy is that
And your friends are killing themselves or
Right.
drug addicts or whatever.
And people are
Meanwhile, I know some very, very, very mentally healthy
Trans
people because, and part of that is also that bravery to just say, you know what, I'm not going to be a victim
Right.
of this society.
but we have to help them.
Yes.
And you know, professors getting in trouble because they called someone the wrong pronoun because
Excuse
they're
me,
non-binary.
last time I saw you
Yeah.
in the summer, you had just shot something for Nickelodeon or something, and can I talk about this?
Yeah, I don't even know what it was.
When they cut because you said, see
Oh,
you later,
right.
guys.
Right.
See you later, guys.
I did the new Apple TV Sesame Street, the Helpsters.
Uh-huh.
And my line was, "Hey everybody, blah 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 blah." And they were like, "Action!" And I said, "Hey guys, blah blah, cut." And I said, "What's wrong? You can't say guys." And I'm just like, "Okay."
What? Right?
I've
know.
been
It's
saying,
like,
"Hey guys," for everyone. It's like there's
everything.
nothing attached to it. There's
No,
nothing.
no.
And this
See,
whole
I have to
idea,
say-
right? The idea that words are so have this thing attached. It's the intent of the person.
But it's also that we have been fighting to not have labels and to just be equal and the same.
Right.
And now there is a label. There's a label for people who don't have labels.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot.
It's the identity politics is really bad too.
And confusing to me.
Right.
We're old.
I know, isn't it bad? We like the Archie bunker.
The them,
But
the
I
who,
also
the what.
want young gay men to know, and gay women. I also believe the gay women do not get any credit during the AIDS crisis. It's like every show or movie about the AIDS crisis, there's no women. It's like, who the fuck took care of you guys? You know, like they never, like Inheritance has no,
right.
like it's really, we were a huge part of it. And it also brought us
rescuers,
together.
right.
Yeah. And we get nothing.
But I'll tell you, here's the real sign of progress, is that my 11-year-old son doesn't have any attachment
I
to
know.
it. It's shocking. He has a friend who is a biological boy who identifies as a girl.
Right.
It's
They don't give
nothing
a
to
shit.
them.
They
the
don't
kids
care.
will be in my car, and the kid says, you know, he's whatever, he was 9 years old. I think I'm gay. You know, oh, really?
Yeah.
That's, you know, it's nothing
It's
to them.
amazing. And it's such a short period of time.
They don't see color.
Right.
They don't.
I
In
lo-
fact, I was asking, he's in a new school, and I was asking, and I said, which one is, what's her face? And he said, well, you know, she has dark hair. I said, is she the Hispanic one? And he said, I don't know. Now,
Right.
meanwhile, it is a way of identifying
Right,
someone. It's
it's-
like
yeah.
saying, is she the blonde one? Is she the tall
Right.
one? Is she the Hispanic one?
Right.
It's okay.
Right.
I don't have to be afraid to say,
Right.
is she Hispanic? He's like, I don't know.
Right.
They
'cause
really
they don't see color. They don't see. I know, all the time. And then Ben once came home and said, "Oh, Mommy, there's a trans kid in our school." I said, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Yeah, all right. All right, so what do we have in front?" Like,
Exactly.
no.
It's nothing.
I go, I am obsessed. Well, we'll talk about this, but I go, does anyone pick on them? Like I said, if anyone is teasing that person, you have to go rescue them. And it's like, Mommy, no one cares.
Right.
I'm like, oh my, Ben.
You know what I
Okay.
will say? My son, first of all, he's funny as fuck.
Right.
Judy, he is so funny with the kids, and he's just blossomed this year with the parents of the kids.
Right.
The things, and they're dry and they're adult. And
Right.
even his parent-teacher conference, they all talk about how funny he is. Which, you know, when he was born, I wished for healthy and funny.
Right.
If you're healthy and funny, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a lot. It's
Right.
right. But why did I bring? Oh, I was going to bring this up because one of his greatest qualities is his compassion.
Right.
And he's not he's not an emotional softie. He wears his cards very close to his sleeve. But when somebody is in distress or there's an injustice, he stands up for it.
Same.
And it just
Yeah.
makes me look at me. I'm a little weak.
I know.
It just is like, That's what you want.
That's
you want
exactly
your child
what
to
you
be
want.
a good citizen.
Yeah, I know.
know?
Ben and Henry both. Same thing. And especially for the LGBTQ community, they will be like, don't you fucking.
Right.
And they come out and say, my parents are gay, so do not.
Well, the other day, he was with 2 girls, right? This is this conversation. I'm a vegetarian. Other girl. I'm a vegan. Cooper. I'm adopted. And and so he has timing. He understands,
Right.
But it's also, he's just like,
He's free.
This is who I am.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so you...
We're not going to talk about me again, are we?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
we're doing, you motherfucker.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so as a young boy,
Yes. You said that as if it was a question.
you loved the Jews. Now you're in the middle of the Bible Belt,
I
right?
am.
And you're going to a Baptist church.
I am.
And you, at what age? Very young.
10.
Are obsessed with the Jews because you realize.
Well, actually, even earlier, because I read The Rise and the Fall of the Third
That's
Reich when
right,
I was,
that's right.
when I was in 3rd grade. The neighbor
right.
had a copy.
So your neighbor's father brings over.
My
the
friend's
father
father
brings over-
5 doors down, has it. I think he might have been reading it. I'm like, what's that?
Right.
And he was talking about the Holocaust and everything, which I knew about.
Right.
Thank you. And so I
Like
borrowed
in
it.
a-
It's a thick, it's a
Right,
dense
but
book.
I have a question. Was he reading it for the right reasons or the wrong?
No, he was a good person.
Oh, all right,
He
good,
was.
'cause,
They had a dog named Cricket. Anyway,
Okay.
so I borrowed it, and of course, I flipped through most of it just to get to the Jewy parts.
Right.
And, I was so emotional, and I would sort of earmark the pages so I
Right.
could go back and cry more.
I know, I read that.
But Judy, I don't know what it is. I think it's because, and I felt the same way about when I went to a black church. I was looking for a tribe, and the chosen people.
That's right, baby.
That's a tribe.
Right.
I just wanted to be chosen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it was the same thing with the black community and the music, and that influence on me is that I wanted to be probably identify with the oppressed. Because there was no gay anything. There were no gay
Right.
role models. There was no gay community. There was
There was no representation at all
no
on television,
representation
except
anywhere.
Yeah.
Now we have politicians, we
Right.
have musicians,
We have
athletes, we have
someone
everything
running for president.
So I just think that was part of it, is this oppression. And when I was reading about, the torture, not to mention the whole history of the
Right.
Jews.
God, I missed that. Yeah.
And so I think I related to that, but I took it a little far.
But
there was one temple in Tulsa. Which
Yes,
was
and
about
you
20
asked
miles.
your parents to
Please
drive you
take me
there,
to
and
the
they
temple.
wouldn't do
They
it.
kind of drew the line there. Yeah.
Oh, you would have been such. Can you imagine getting bar mitzvah and you would have been so cute?
I would have really learned all the prayers.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you
I would
went
have done a number.
Right, and you embraced your up until a point.
For a moment.
So you get baptized, right?
At 10.
At 10, and you have this white robe on, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're the only one getting baptized that day.
Oh, yeah.
And
It was my show.
right, and you are like, the music comes, and you're like, blah, blah, and he dunks you.
In the Father, the Son, and
Right.
the Holy Ghost. I have the tears streaming.
Right.
All the old ladies.
Right.
Isn't it beautiful?
And you're loving every moment.
Loved it. I was saved.
And then you
I
never went
back again. Because, once you do the big 11 o'clock
Right, you
number,
can't- yeah.
what are you going to do? What's the encore?
Were your parents like pissed off that you weren't going to church?
No, my father was never religious, and my mother and I went. But it was, thank God, I was not in that family.
Right.
I wasn't in the the Bible thumper
Right,
family.
right. What percentage of your area was Bible thumper versus?
Oh, I would imagine, you mean like totally evangelical Bible thumper?
Well, just like you go to
Christian.
high school.
There was
and
nothing besides Christian.
Right.
And
did
there was
you-
a church on every corner.
And did you learn about other religions and Jews or
No,
any-
that was all me.
So nothing in your school?
Oh, God, no.
Wow. Was everyone white?
No. There was I would say we had, it was small, but I would say we had 20% maybe
Wow.
black population, because we are, border South.
Right.
We're,
And the name of your church was the Broadway Baptist Church.
Isn't that
which
perfect?
is fucking great.
That's why I went there.
Yeah.
What am I going to go
That's
to the off-Broadway?
I'm not going to the off-Broadway.
This week's episode of It's Judy Show with Judy Gold is sponsored by BetterHelp. And if you know me, which I think you do because you're listening to my podcast right now, you know that I am a big advocate for therapy. I think it benefits everyone. I think there's so many people who need it, who don't partake. It is so important for your emotional health and well-being. Therapy is fantastic. It is in every stretch of the imagination. And if you're thinking of starting therapy, please do it. But please give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online. It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible. It suits your schedule. You fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. I have switched therapists in my life. I've had many, many therapists, and sometimes it's not a great fit for you, but don't give up. Therapy is beneficial. You can learn about yourself, you can process, and just be emotionally healthy. I'm telling you, do it. BetterHelp is great because, when I used to schlep to my therapist's office, it was so annoying. You have to do it, and you sit there and you wait, and then I'm telling you, doing it online is fantastic. And BetterHelp is amazing. I know a lot of people who've used it. So if you're thinking about therapy, go to BetterHelp.com. Let the gratitude flow. This is Gratitude Month, people. So you need to let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/JudyGold, JudyGold, today, and you will get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JudyGold. You're welcome.
You started doing acting in the Tulsa Little Theater.
I did.
How old were you?
10.
10's like a
It's a
big
year.
age for you.
Yeah.
Did your father lay off you like after you did the Mary Poppins thing? Then he brought you to the
And I was, pretended I was Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music too.
Right.
I was all over Julie Andrews.
And wait, what did you? You sang. I have confidence in springtime. I have confidence in rain.
Yeah, I put my mother's old 50s skirt on my head and what is that thing called?
A habit.
Okay. It was.
Not a good one. Did he lay off you, up until, did it stop? Did he accept it, as a child?
As a child, it wasn't discussed. I don't know if you read the story, but there was when I was not accepted onto the baseball team.
Yeah.
And we had tryouts all week. And then the coach guy made a big, big deal about calling out the names of the people to be on the team. And everyone had been called. And then he says, you can be water boy. You can be water boy if you want. And my father was parked 50 feet away. And I just saw him lay his head and hands on the steering wheel. And I walked silently to the car. And we never talked about it.
Discussed it again.
Then I learned 2 years ago.
That guy's gay.
No, that's probably true too. I learned 2 years ago that my father went back and, cussed him out. And why didn't you tell me?
Right.
Why didn't you take care of me?
Right.
So those things were sort of not discussed. But meanwhile, I was called squirrely and prissy and sissy and all that stuff.
Yeah, and girl.
But no. I'm not talking about the community. I mean, my own father would say,
"Oh, really?
You don't act so squirrely."
Right.
Squirrely. I don't know.
I mean, he is a fact. I mean, you have to factor in his generation and where
he was a
from.
product of his time.
Right. But
Totally.
your mother.
My mother really, my father certainly encouraged my music, and he was a musician,
Right.
and he taught me about it, and he would introduce me to things, and he was very busy, and he was, they were so young, they were in their 20s when I was a little, so that's the time that you're ambitious and self-absorbed. And in that period of time, the man did that and the woman was the mother. So he was present to a degree in that he introduced me to music and things. And he took me, again, 10 years old. He was a big year. Took me to see Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh, I love Sammy.
And that was good.
Yeah.
That's the first time you've ever been able to do that. And I remember Sammy Davis left a cigarette butt, because he smoked all through the show. And I was trying to climb after the show up to get the cigarette butt. My father was, get away from there. And he took me to that, and they took our family to Liza Minnelli. She was doing Liza with the Z on tour.
Yeah.
And so that was a big year for me, too. He took me to a rehearsal for Mel Torme.
No way.
I mean, he did but my mother was sort of the one who, let me be on stage and took me to the audition or whatever. There's not a lot of
Mama
choices.
Rose,
There's not a lot of choices in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Right.
Yeah. But I did have that, that support.
So you're in the Tulsa theater club. Little theater. Mm-hmm. Your first show is the dark at the top of the stairs. Then you do Gypsy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was a newsboy. I was 10.
I know.
Yeah.
The story with the three boys backstage.
Oh, yeah. We played... Because we're not in the second act.
They're not in the second act, so you guys are hanging out.
And there's a top floor that's the costume room.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the three boys. It started with Baby June and, Louise, and we would cover ourselves in costumes because it's a long show. Right. And we would play strip poker. And
what's the age group here? 10 to...
I was 10 to probably to 13.
Okay.
And so it kind of, one night it kind of narrowed down to me and a boy and two boys.
Right.
And we got one down. The 13-year-old had to strip and masturbated.
And he had an erection, and he just started masturbating.
Yeah, but the difference between a 13-year-old penis and a 10-year-old penis is remarkable. We're talking about 800%.
Right.
Difference.
So you're like, oh my God.
It was extraordinary.
Right.
It was amazing.
Right.
And I can remember just like, oh my God. And of course, I think all of us turned out to be gay.
Oh,
but
shocking. You're in a theater troupe. And
masturbating.
So he's masturbating while she's singing,
everything's coming up roses.
For me.
For you. Right. And that's over the monitor.
Yeah, right. For me. Oh. That's so...
For me.
And you ended up working with one of the guys later on in life.
I did.
Did you talk to him about the
book
incident? Oh, right. Did he?
Yeah.
And
I did say, and I said, I think in the book it says, Jesus, I haven't read it in so long.
Right.
I think it says, I don't know if it's a case of memory of your house is bigger than you. Because I don't know. Right. He might have just had a very, but I remembered as being something that he could have just thrown over his shoulder.
Right.
And so it was actually a compliment to tell this story.
Did he say anything to you?
Well,
no,
not really. He was fine with it.
Did you ever have sex with him?
I never had sex with him, no. But I'd be so curious to see how big his dick is.
This is a kids podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So you're in the Tulsa Theater Club, which is great. Because
and he was...
He was?
Yes.
Oh, I heard they have big ones. How was he Jewish in the Tulsa? Oh, he was from the Jew side of town.
Of Tulsa, yeah.
Okay, so...
His mother was, what's the name? There's Mazeppa, Electra, and Tessitura.
His mother Tessitura, so much more demure than all the other ladies because...
His mother was Tessitura, so...
Wow.
That says a lot.
So his mother's on stage, and he's jerking off upstairs with... Oh, that's great. So... okay. So you go to high school. You're getting teased. You're getting... So you're getting the usual fucking shit for being gay or girly. And, I got it. Bigfoot, Orca, Sasquatch every fucking day. It was really fun. And...
I was still sort of popular.
Right.
I was still in that group.
Right.
And I had my thing. And my talent that I had found it at an early age made me special.
Right.
So even though there would be the mutterings or somebody calling across the hall or the parking lot, I just went on. I just, dancing as fast as I can.
Right.
And I had my thing, and I found my purpose at such an early age that made me special.
Right.
So it's not like I was, stuffed into lockers. I didn't have that kind of a childhood.
Right.
It was just this thing, and the fear in me was the largest because it's not like there were other gay kids. Of course there were.
Right.
But there was nothing. And so it was that horrible secret, that shaming that we
Oh
all
my
had
God,
in
that
time,
whole thing
and
that you have to
wanting not
hold
to be
it
that.
in. Right. You tell such an amazing story about this kid that says that he wants to beat you up. And you go and meet him. He's like, come meet me here. I'm going to beat you up.
After school.
And you're like, oh, what time is it? Oh, I've got to meet the kid to beat me up. And he comes over and he's just about to punch you. And you say, everyone thinks you're really funny. Right? You and he stopped.
Really?
And, yeah.
Yeah,
and then
you could really work on that.
Again, you were like, you remind me of George Carlin, and then he invites you to his house. Jerry, his name
was Jerry Moss.
Yeah, and then you go to his house, and you're friends, but he's like, no, you can't tell anyone that we're friends.
Don't tell anybody.
Right. And he starts confiding in you that he's a fucking miserable human being. So. What happened? Do you know him?
No, I don't know him. I don't know whatever happened to him. He definitely did not become a comedian.
Right.
I mean, that's the only thing I could probably pull out of my ass at the time.
But how fucking smart is that?
I do remember, though, that we were when we were like 7th grade.
Yeah.
And we were going around the room and we were talking about extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
And so, what are you taking? I'm taking whatever.
Right.
What are you taking? He went, drugs.
No way.
That was him. And that's probably what I based it on.
Right.
And
who knows if he was even trying to be funny?
Oh, who knows?
Yeah, fuck
he was
you,
probably
Jerry.
loaded right then.
So you go through high school.
Well, sort of. I left.
Right. So you leave high school. Well, you go through a little bit and then you leave. Mm-hmm. Tell me the parental reaction.
When I was leaving?
Yeah.
I think when I look at a 15-year-old, I'm like, how
the fuck
did my parents let me go? But they did. And I think that part of it was that they saw that they kind of had to.
Right.
And I needed to.
Right.
But I think part of it was just a little ignorance of like, well, he's mature and he'll be fine. And
right.
It was kind of extraordinary.
Right. Especially.
That's one of the things that I think what a blessing.
That your parents were not Jewish. Because there's no way any Jewish woman would be like, oh, you're 15?
Go.
Oh, yeah, go. Go be a star.
Right, no.
Did you feel, look, I always think, when you hear those stories about like my great-grandfather came over and he was, 11 and he had $1 and he started a fucking tailor business and now his name is Bonnie, right?
Just going out of business.
I know. What the fuck?
What does that mean?
My father used to go. I remember going as a little girl with my father.
It's an institution.
I can't take it anymore.
It's the end of everything.
It's the end of, this whole fucking shit. Like, we're in New York City, and it's like bank. Dwayne
When
Reed,
I lived on the Upper
Walgreens,
West Side, when I moved to the Upper West Side, there was a bookstore that was dedicated only to mystery books. That's all they sold because there was enough people. It was all mom and pop. The butcher, the fishmonger, the thing. It sounds like I was in the Lower East Side in 19.
No, but it
was. And now, it's Coach. It's just awful. Meanwhile, I get 7 boxes a day from Amazon.com. So I am part of the problem.
Right. I know. I can't, it's really, and I hate Facebook.
Yeah, what does that have to do with
No,
Amazon.com?
I'm just saying Amazon.com, Facebook, all of this stuff, this new stuff that we...
This new stuff, listen to us.
And all
remember.
of the... Remember. No, but do you remember there was a place on the Upper West Side called the Library, and they had food, and you could take books out and drop your books off there.
Oh, no, I don't remember.
It was on
that.
92nd and Broadway.
Wow.
And it was really good food, and you could go read, or you could... It was like a pub.
Where are those places?
Done.
Okay,
So
how did we get... Oh, because you said Barney's.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I'm just saying, 15 years old on your own.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know. It seemed very natural to me. I wasn't scared.
Right.
I was among, again, my tribe. I
Right.
got to finally find a tribe of
Right.
other people who loved what I loved.
Right.
We did 75 shows a day.
Right.
And I fell in love.
Right.
Don't forget to tune in next week to Just Kill Me Now.
It's Just Kill Me.
Oh. Don't forget to turn for part 2 on Just Kill Me.
No, it's not. It's
Just Kill Me.
No.
Judy Gold's Just Kill Me.
Just.
Just Kill Me Now.